Hey guys, what's going on? Tackle Junkie 81 here for a mystery tackle box, and today I'm going to show you guys how to properly spool a baitcaster. Guys, I know it can be very intimidating using a baitcaster as a beginner with all the line management issues that they're known for. But guys, if you spool your line on properly, you can eliminate a lot of those issues. Now, one thing I want to talk about before we get into spooling your reel is why it's important to have your filler spool one way or the other. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a spinning reel or a baitcaster. On a spinning reel, the bail is going to spin either counterclockwise or clockwise, no different than spool on your baitcaster here. When I turn the handle, that spool is spinning counterclockwise, and that's how you need the line to come off your spool. Okay, let's just go ahead and pull the line out here. If I have the line coming off the bottom here and I hold the spool, you'll see that's going to turn clockwise. Okay, line gains memory as soon as it's put on these filler spools. Okay, so the memory is already on this line. If I put it on the opposite way that spool spins, you're going to flip-flop that memory, and that's what's going to give you line issues on the water. So you need to turn it around and have the line come off the top of the spool, which turns counterclockwise, so it'll actually go on the spool of your reel the same way that it's coming off the filler spool. Okay? Spool up your reel. Obviously you need your reel, you need your line, and you need some sort of spooling station. Now I got one here that I made. Okay? You can make one yourself. You can buy one. This one here is a Berkeley spooling station. I've been using this one for many, many years. But if you don't have a spooling station, don't run out and buy one. All you need is your spool of line here. Get a pen or a pencil. Then grab one of your buddies and they can just hold this for you and apply tension to the spool so you can spool up your reel. So again, if you don't have a spooling station, just grab yourself a pen and your buddy and you are good to go. We do have the spooling station here. That's what we're going to use for this video here. It has a little reel seat down here. That's for your reel. No different than putting it on your rod. Put that on there like so. Okay, grab our spool of line here. Again, you want the line to come off the top of the spool for baitcasters. Okay, put that on here. And these deals here, a little bit of spring on them there. Okay, that applies the tension to the spool, so you have a nice tight spool when you're done spooling up. Okay, make sure that when you're using these, that the spool is in line with the reel. You don't want it off to the side, because that's what will give you an on-level spool. Okay, got the line on there. Now this is probably the hardest part of spooling up a reel is guiding the line through the guide under the spool to tie your knot. I'm just going to tie a arbor knot. So we're going through the guide here, under the spool. We'll come back up here. Like I said, this is the trickiest part here. I'm going to use a tool here just to grab that line. Then we'll tie our arbor knot. It's kind of like a slip knot. Okay, get your tag end off. Get the slack out of the line there. I always like to start with the guide there in the center. Okay. Make sure your drag is somewhat tight, and you can begin spooling. Now this one here, this spool here, has somewhat of a V to it. Now what I like to do is as I'm spooling, I like to guide the line back and forth to make sure I get a nice level spool of line there. But when you have a V spool like that, you need to let the V fill first before you start guiding the line, because if you guide it too soon, when you're done there, your actual spool will look like that V. So let it fill up, then you can go ahead and guide it the rest of the way to get a nice level spool. You'll be able to see when it starts to get level. Okay, I'll just kind of guide it back and forth just to make sure I'm getting a nice level spool of line here. Like I said earlier, now this deal here is what's creating the tension for me. If you have someone holding that spool with a pen or a pencil, if they're not creating the tension for you, you need to hold the line yourself. That way you get a nice tight spool there. Another important tip, do not overfill your spool there. You put too much line on, it's going to want to jump off. You got to think a lot of line trying to jump through that small hole there. Again, it's going to cause more backlashes. So I like to leave like an 1/8 to a 1/16 That there is about perfect. You get a nice level spool, 1/16 or so gap there from the edge of the spool, and you are good to go, guys. It's that easy to spool up your baitcasters the right way. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up button. Thanks for watching. We will talk to you soon.